The night should be a time of rest and repair. As the world outside grows dark and quiet, your body is meant to enter a state of profound healing. It's the time when your cells clean house, your brain sorts memories, and your hormones reset for the day ahead. But for millions of people, the night is not a time of peace. It is a time of silent, metabolic chaos. You go to bed, hoping for a restful night, only to wake up in the morning feeling groggy, unrested, and when you check your glucose meter, you're greeted with a number that is inexplicably, frustratingly high. It makes no sense. You haven't eaten for 8 hours, so why is your blood sugar elevated? This single experience, the high morning fasting blood sugar, is one of the most demoralizing and confusing aspects of managing metabolic health. It feels like a betrayal. It makes you feel like your body is working against you, running a rogue program that you have no control over. This phenomenon is so common that it has a name, the dawn phenomenon. It's the result of a natural surge of hormones like cortisol and glucagon in the early morning hours, which signals your liver to release stored sugar into the bloodstream to prepare you for the day. In a healthy person, this is a gentle wake-up call. But in someone with insulin resistance, it's a flood of sugar that the body can't handle, leading to those stubbornly high morning readings. This overnight and early morning period is the hidden frontier of blood sugar control. You can eat a perfect diet all day, you can exercise, you can do everything right, but if you lose the battle while you sleep, you will always feel like you're taking one step forward and one step back. What if there was a way to intervene? What if there was a simple, elegant trick, a forgotten piece of physiological wisdom that could bring balance to this nocturnal chaos? I'm not talking about a sleeping pill, a restrictive diet, or a complicated supplement. I'm talking about a simple, 5 to 10 minute action you can take right before you settle in for the night. An action so powerful it fundamentally changes how your body manages sugar while you sleep, allowing you to finally wake up with the stable, healthy blood sugar readings you've been striving for. This bedtime trick is not new. It's a practice that is intuitively understood in many traditional cultures, particularly in Mediterranean regions where a large evening meal is common. It's a habit that our grandparents and great-grandparents often did without thinking, a natural part of a less sedentary way of life. But in our modern world of convenience and comfort, we have forgotten this simple, profound secret. We finish our last meal of the day, and we immediately migrate to the couch, where we remain sedentary for hours until we crawl into bed. This is, from a metabolic standpoint, the worst possible thing we can do. We are loading our system with fuel from our dinner and then immediately shutting down the engines, leaving that fuel to stagnate and cause problems overnight. The trick? The ancient ritual that has been rediscovered and validated by modern science is the post-meal evening stroll. I know what you might be thinking. That's it? A walk? Do not let its simplicity fool you. A short, gentle 10 to 15-minute walk taken shortly after your final meal of the day is not just a form of mild exercise. It is a powerful biological signal. It is a form of non-medicinal intervention that activates a unique and incredible mechanism within your muscles for clearing sugar from your blood. A mechanism that is so powerful it works completely independently of insulin. Understanding this mechanism is the key to unlocking its power. To grasp the magic of this bedtime trick, we need to revisit how your body normally handles sugar. When you eat a meal, the carbohydrates are broken down into glucose, which enters your bloodstream. Your pancreas releases insulin, which travels to your muscle cells and knocks on their doors. This knock is detected by special receptors that then send a signal to little glucose transporters, called GLUT4 transporters, to move from the inside of the cell up to the surface. These GLUT4 transporters are like little gateways that open up and allow the glucose to come out of the blood and into the muscle to be used for energy. In insulin resistance, the cell's doorbell is broken. Insulin knocks, but nobody answers. The GLUT4 gateways don't move to the surface, and the sugar remains trapped in the blood. Here is the revolutionary part. The simple mechanical act of contracting your muscles, The very thing you do when you walk activates an entirely separate pathway to move those GLUT4 transporters to the surface. It's a backdoor, a secret VIP entrance for glucose that completely bypasses the need for a functioning insulin signal. When you go for that gentle walk after dinner, your leg muscles, your glutes, and your core are all gently contracting. Each contraction sends a direct signal, an insulin-independent signal, to the GLUT4 gateways. They move to the surface of the muscle cells and begin pulling the glucose from your dinner right out of your bloodstream to fuel that movement. You are, in essence, manually clearing your blood sugar. You are doing the job that your broken insulin system is failing to do. This is why this trick can be more powerful than any pill. A medication might try to make your cells a little more sensitive to insulin, or force your pancreas to scream louder. But the post-meal walk doesn't try to fix the broken front door. It just opens the massive, wide-open back door and invites all the glucose in. This has an immediate and dramatic effect. The large blood sugar spike that would normally occur after your evening meal is blunted, or in many cases, completely flattened. You can see this in real time on a continuous glucose monitor. The graph, which would have been a sharp mountain peak, becomes a gentle, rolling hill. This immediate effect is profound, but the real magic happens over the next 8 hours while you sleep. By dealing with the glucose from your dinner immediately after the meal, you are going to bed with a much lower level of sugar circulating in your bloodstream. This is critically important because it changes the entire metabolic environment of the night. It means your pancreas doesn't have to work overtime, pumping out insulin all night long trying to deal with that lingering high blood sugar. It gets to rest and recover. When your pancreas can rest, your entire body can shift from a state of stress and sugar storage into a state of healing and fat burning. Furthermore, this evening stroll has a direct impact on your liver, which is the main culprit in the dawn phenomenon. Your liver stores glucose in a form called glycogen. Think of your liver's glycogen stores as a bucket. After you eat dinner, that bucket gets filled up. If the bucket is completely full when you go to bed, it's very easy for it to overflow in the morning when those wake-up hormones arrive, leading to a big surge in your fasting blood sugar. But when you take that 10-minute walk, your muscles are actively using the glucose from your dinner. This means less glucose needs to be stored in the liver in the first place. You are, in effect, going to bed with a liver bucket that is only 3/4 full instead of completely full. When the dawn phenomenon hormones arrive in the morning and try to get the liver to release sugar, there is simply less to release. The overflow is minimized, and your fasting blood sugar is dramatically lower. There's another, more subtle layer to this process that involves the stress hormone, cortisol. The entire state of insulin resistance and high blood sugar is a state of chronic stress for the body. This often leads to dysregulated cortisol patterns. For many people, instead of cortisol being low at night to promote sleep, it remains elevated, which can further contribute to high blood sugar. A gentle, calming walk in the evening has been shown to be a powerful tool for reducing cortisol levels. It's a form of moving meditation. It helps to clear your mind, ease the tension of the day, and shift your nervous system from the fight-or-flight sympathetic state to the rest and digest parasympathetic state. This reduction in cortisol sends another powerful signal to your liver that it's safe to calm down, that it doesn't need to be on high alert, and it doesn't need to dump a lot of sugar into the bloodstream. This leads us to another incredible benefit: improved sleep quality. High blood sugar is a known enemy of restful sleep. It can cause inflammation, disrupt hormonal balance, and lead to frequent waking. Conversely, poor sleep is a major driver of insulin resistance. Even one single night of poor sleep has been shown to make healthy people temporarily as insulin resistant as a person with type 2 diabetes. This creates a devastating vicious cycle. High blood sugar ruins your sleep, and your ruined sleep makes your blood sugar even higher. The gentle evening walk helps to break this cycle from both ends. By lowering your post-meal blood sugar, you are creating a more stable internal environment that is conducive to deep, restorative sleep. And the calming, stress-reducing nature of the walk itself helps to prepare your mind and body for rest. Better sleep leads to better insulin sensitivity the next day, creating a positive upward spiral of healing. So, how do you implement this trick for maximum effect? The details are simple but important. The timing is crucial. The walk should be taken within 20 to 30 minutes of finishing your last bite of food. This is the window when the glucose from your meal is beginning to enter your bloodstream. You want to be moving at the exact moment the sugar arrives so your muscles can immediately sponge it up. If you wait too long, an hour or two later, the spike has already happened, and the benefits will be diminished. The intensity is just as important. This is not a power walk or a workout. The goal is gentle, continuous movement, not to get out of breath. You should be able to comfortably hold a conversation while you're walking. A pace that is too intense can actually be counterproductive, as it can raise stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, which can signal the liver to release more sugar, partially defeating the purpose. Remember, we are not trying to burn a massive number of calories. We are simply trying to activate the muscles to open that insulin-independent glucose gateway. Gentle, rhythmic contraction is all that is required. The duration is minimal. The most significant benefits are seen in the first 10 to 15 minutes. That's it. This is not a huge time commitment. It's the length of a couple of songs on your playlist. It's a short chat with a loved one on the phone. This low barrier to entry is what makes this habit so sustainable. Even on a cold, rainy night, or when you're feeling tired, you can almost always convince yourself to do something for just 10 minutes. What if you can't go outside? No problem. The magic is in the muscle contraction, not the location. You can achieve the same effect by walking in place in your living room while watching television. You can march gently up and down a hallway. You could even perform slow, gentle bodyweight squats or calf raises for 10 minutes. The key is to keep your large leg muscles, your quadriceps, hamstrings, and glutes, which are the biggest glucose sponges in your body, in a state of gentle, continuous work. Imagine the scenario. You finish a delicious, satisfying dinner. Instead of immediately collapsing on the couch, you put on your shoes and step outside for a 10-minute stroll around your block. The air is cool. You digest your food more comfortably. You clear your head. You return home feeling refreshed and calm, not bloated and lethargic. You have already dealt with the metabolic impact of your meal. You settle in for the evening. Your body is in a state of balance. You sleep more deeply, and when you wake up, the number on your meter is a testament to the simple, powerful choice you made the night before. It's a number that brings relief, not anxiety. A number that proves you are not a victim of your biology, but an active participant in your own healing. This bedtime trick is the ultimate form of leverage. It's a small, easy-to-implement habit that pays massive dividends. It doesn't ask you to give up the foods you love. It simply asks you to honor your body's physiology with a few minutes of gentle movement. It makes your healthy meals even more effective, and it provides a powerful buffer if you have a meal that is higher in carbohydrates than you intended. It works with your body, not against it. It empowers you to take direct, manual control over your blood sugar in a way that no medication can. It is a profound act of self-care that costs nothing, requires no special equipment, and is accessible to almost everyone. So tonight, after you finish your dinner, don't just settle in. Take the first step. A simple 10-minute walk that can rebalance your body, restore your sleep, and give you back the control over your health that you deserve.